When you buy something online today, the experience is effortless. You click a button, your payment is processed, and a package arrives at your door. That entire process relies on a deep, invisible layer of trust. You trust that the platform is real, your bank will protect you from fraud, and the law will step in if you get scammed. But what happens when you take away the banks and the police? How do people trade when the items are illegal, and neither the buyer nor the seller can call for help if a deal goes wrong? To solve this, a massive underground marketplace has emerged. It's a trillion-dollar digital economy that looks surprisingly familiar. If you were to log in, you'd find shopping carts, detailed product photos, and even star ratings for vendors, just like any other major shopping site. Because these people can't rely on legal protection, they've had to build their own. They've replaced the legal system with sophisticated technology, using math to manufacture a new kind of trust. To understand where this economy lives, we have to look at the three layers of the internet. The top layer is the clear net. This is the surface world we use every day, the public pages that show up in a standard Google search, like news sites or Wikipedia. Directly below that is the deep web. This is the largest part of the internet, but it's hidden from search engines. These are pages that require a login to see, like your private medical records, your online banking portal, or a company database. At the very bottom, we find the dark web. As you can see in this diagram, it's a tiny, highly secured vault. It's not just hidden, it's locked away with digital encryption. To get inside, you need specialized software designed to keep your identity and your destination a total secret. This deep isolation is intentional. It provides the secure foundation that allows these underground markets to function as global trade hubs, far away from the eyes of the public. The first thing these markets have to hide is physical location. On the normal internet, your web browser leaves a digital trail that directly connects your home to the website you're visiting. To break that connection, buyers use privacy networks called Tor or I2P. These act as a digital shield, masking exactly where a person is connecting from. Think of it like a passenger in a taxi. As the data moves across this map, imagine the passenger enters a long, dark tunnel and switches cars 3 different times. Each driver only knows where they picked the passenger up and where they dropped them off, but none of them know the full route from the start to the finish. By the time the data reaches the market, the connection has been bounced so many times that the platform has no idea who the buyer is or where they are physically located. But hiding your location is only half the battle. You also have to hide the money. Early darknet users thought Bitcoin was anonymous, but they were wrong. Because Bitcoin's records are public, investigators eventually developed digital tracing tools that could follow money trails all the way back to a person's real identity. That's why most modern markets have switched to a currency called Monero. Unlike Bitcoin, Monero is built so that privacy is the standard for every single transaction.
Using a currency like Monero is like handing over a stack of cash in a pitch-black room filled with people. Even if someone is watching, they can't see who is giving, who is receiving, or how much is exchanged. By making it impossible to follow the digital breadcrumbs, Monero provides the untraceable financial engine that keeps the underground economy running. Even with total anonymity and ghost money, there's still one major problem: honesty. If you're a buyer, what's to stop a seller from just taking your money and never sending the product? The solution is a system that requires a majority vote to move the money. In the darknet world, this is called a 2 of 3 agreement. As you can see, the transaction is held in a digital safe that has 3 different points of access: one for the buyer, one for the seller, and one for a neutral mediator. When you buy something, your money is sent into this safe and locked. The seller can see the money is there, but they can't touch it yet. This gives them the confidence to put the package in the mail. Once the package arrives and the buyer is happy, they provide their digital approval. The seller provides theirs, and because 2 out of the 3 parties have agreed, the safe opens and the money is released. But if the box arrives empty, the buyer can ask the mediator for help. The mediator reviews the evidence, and if they agree the buyer was cheated, they provide the second approval needed to send the money back as a refund. This simple majority rule creates a mathematical form of trust. It effectively replaces the need for contracts or consumer protection laws. The dark web uses incredible tech to stay hidden, but even the most sophisticated systems have one fatal flaw: the people who run them. Take Incognito Market. It was one of the biggest platforms in the West, handling over $100 million in sales. It was managed by a 23-year-old who used the screen name Pharaoh. In 2024, Pharaoh decided to quit. He stole all the money currently held in the market safes and then tried to blackmail his own sellers, threatening to leak their private addresses to the police unless they paid him even more. But Pharaoh had made a massive mistake. Years earlier, when he was first starting out, he had registered his marketplace websites using his real name, his personal phone number, and his actual home address. Undercover investigators were already using digital tracing to watch where the market's money was going. They followed the trail as it flowed from the dark web directly into personal accounts registered in Pharaoh's real name. He was so confident that he even flew to St. Lucia to lead a training session for local police on how to catch cybercriminals. He even posted photos of the event on his personal Facebook page. Pharaoh's double life ended here, on the tarmac at JFK Airport. Federal agents were waiting for him as he stepped off a plane.
He was eventually sentenced to 30 years in prison. The dark web uses brilliant math to solve the problem of trust, but no amount of encryption can protect an empire from a bad Facebook post. If you want to keep exploring how the technology in our world actually works, hit the subscribe button to join us here at Refreshing Tech.